Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing the backpacking gear that I'm currently using. I want to point out that this isn't an optimized gear list, but rather it's a work in progress. I've been slowly adding better and lighter items to my gear list over the last few years, and there's plenty of room for improvement. This video will be like a snapshot of the current gear that I'm using right now. If you didn't see my last video, my brother and I went backpacking on the Ozark Trail in southern Missouri. There's a link to that now on screen if you want to check out that video. I'll leave a link for each item that I talk about in the description of this video, and I'll also have the price and weight of each item on screen when I talk about it. For my hiking clothes, I have the REI Co-op-Sahara long sleeve shirt. It does a pretty good job protecting me from the sun and also whenever I'm going through thicker areas in the woods. I think it has SPF 30 and I got a pretty good deal on it. For my hiking pants, I have the prAna Zion stretch pants. The big reason that I got those was because I don't like zip-off pants because the zippers always kind of mess with my legs. So I got these because they didn't have that. And they're also really lightweight and comfortable hiking pants. I just use Under Armour boxer briefs for underwear, and I have Darn Tough socks, and they've always worked well for me. And then for my hiking boots, I have some Keen Targhee 2 waterproof boots, and I've had those since my Teton backpacking trip a few years ago, and I've been using them for all my backpacking trips since then, and I haven't had a problem. My hiking backpack is the Osprey Atmos 65 liter. I've had it for a few years and it's worked great for me. However, it is a little bit on the heavy side for hiking backpacks, so someday I'd like to get a lighter weight one. I keep my backpack cover in this pocket where I can get to it pretty quick if it starts to rain. And this is just a standard backpack cover. The brand is OUTAD. Inside of my bag, I keep all my stuff inside of a trash bag to keep it dry. This bag has a drawstring that you do like that, and on top of my pack I usually keep a bag that's got my rain jacket and a fleece in here in case it starts to rain or it gets cold. I can easily access my rain jacket or a warmer layer. So the rain jacket that I'm using is the TOGGS Xtreme Lite rain jacket. I got this recently, so I actually haven't had a chance to put it to the test yet, so we'll find out hopefully on my next backpacking trip. The fleece that I use, I just found on Amazon. This is a Swiss Alps quarter zip fleece, pretty basic. Hopefully I'll get to try that out this fall. Next I have my sleeping pad. This is a Therm-a-Rest Trail Lite self-inflatable sleeping pad. You just open it up, you twist the valve open. I normally give it a couple puffs so it can get the inflation process started. And then I just let it go for about 10 minutes, just set it in the tent and do some other things and it'll be self-inflated. And at the bottom of my pack, I've got my sleeping bag. This is just a basic sleeping bag that I've had for probably about 10 years. I got it back in Boy Scouts because it was pretty small whenever it was put up like this. But for ultralight backpacking, I need to get a lighter sleeping bag or probably a sleeping quilt. And I'm also going to try to get a lighter sleeping pad as well in the future. Next on my list, I've got some smart water bottles. I normally carry 2 liters of water with me, so these work well. The great thing about smart water bottles, like I talked about in my last video, is these are really lightweight and they have good screw tops that work well with the Sawyer squeeze. Next I have my camp shoes. For a while I was just using flip-flops, but whenever you're doing river and stream crossings, you don't really have enough foot support and it's kind of dangerous. So I got these on Amazon. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're basically Crocs that are a little bit lighter weight. And then in this pocket I keep a Ziploc bag with a lot of my smaller items in it. So first, I've got an inflatable pillow. I got this on Amazon as well. I tried it out on my last backpacking trip, and I noticed that each night it did deflate over the night, so about halfway through I'd have to blow it up again. Probably wouldn't recommend this, but I'm going to continue using it for a while just to get my money's worth, and then after a while I'll buy hopefully a better inflatable pillow. Next, I've got a Brunton TruArc 3 base plate compass, and the main reason that I got this was because you can change the angle of declination, and that's useful when you go to different regions, because true north isn't always exactly north based off of where you're at in the world. So this is useful for that. This is the Nitecore NU25 rechargeable headlamp, and this is probably the purchase that I'm most excited about from recently. It's got lots of different light settings, from like 1 lumen for white light all the way up to like 360 lumens, and then it also has some red light settings, and I like using red light at night so I don't ruin my night vision. And I also really like the fact that I can recharge it with my portable battery bank that I'm about to talk about, because I don't have to carry extra AAA or AA batteries for this. So I have the Jackery Bolt 600 milliamp hour rechargeable battery bank, and the nice thing about this is it's got these integrated charging cords for the iPhone and also a micro USB, and the Nitecore headlamp has a micro USB port, so that works well for that. And then I use an iPhone whenever I go backpacking to record everything, so this works well for that, so I don't have to carry extra charging cables, which, although those wouldn't be very much extra weight, it's more like just trying to keep things as simple as possible. And I've got some paracord for like clotheslines or whatever you need. Got a Bic lighter for starting fires, and just a pocket knife for whatever you need it for. In my last pocket, I've got a couple different things. I've got my toilet paper bag and my poop scoop. This is actually made by the Tentlab. It's called the Deuce scoop, and my brother got this for me for my birthday, and it's really lightweight. And then I also have a bag of toiletries. I've got like toothpaste and toothbrush here, and I have a bag that I keep the map in for whatever trail I'm doing. So this is from my last trail on the Current River section of the Ozark Trail, and I'll just print out whatever map I need for that trip. If you add all the weight of my gear up, including the clothes that I'm wearing, it's 16 pounds and 1 ounces. However, if you're just going to talk about the weight on my back, so that would be excluding my hiking clothes, the total weight is 13 pounds and 3 ounces. I would like to get that below 10 pounds eventually, but if you add the weight of the water that would be in my water bottles, the total would be 17 pounds and 11 ounces, and that's not counting for any food that I might have, and that'll be different for each trip. You've probably noticed that I don't have a tent or any cooking gear in my backpack. That's because whenever I go camping, I always go with my brother, and since he already has a tent and cooking gear, I let him carry that and I'll carry the weight of the food. I realize a lot of people go solo, and for them their pack would be heavier because of the tent and the cooking gear, but for me, in my circumstances, this is where I'm at. In addition to not having a tent or camping gear right now, I also don't have a puffy jacket. I intend to get one whenever I do colder weather camping. I just haven't spent the money on that yet. Moving forward, I think the easiest way I can lose the most weight is by replacing my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad. They each weigh over 2 pounds, and I bet I could easily get each one of those to weigh 1 pound. I also want to eventually replace my hiking backpack with a slightly smaller and much less heavier bag. Thanks for watching this video about the backpacking gear I'm using right now. In the future, after I've refined my gear list, I hope to make more videos about this. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please let me know what you think in the comments and like this video.